Hi team, greetings everyone. In our previous session, we saw configurations, right? We saw different configurations which is there in the FireFlink platform, as well as we saw the configurations which is present in individual project level also, right? Now, in this configuration which is present in all project level, we have seen all the configurations apart from this integrations, right? So what is this integrations is all about? Let me just click on this. So once I click on this, if you can see, we have something called as cloud platform, CI/CD, project management, test management, defect management, and collaboration tools. And here, if you can see, we can see different applications, right? BrowserStack, SauceLab, LambdaTest. And in today's session, we are going to cover this cloud platforms. What is this cloud platforms? Why do we need this? Now, to understand this, let me go to projects and let me go to SauceLabs, and here we have multiple modules, right? Let me go to any one specific script. So I'm going for this first script over here, and now when I run this particular script, what I will do, I'll just click on this run button, or I'll go for quick run settings, right? Now let me just go to this quick run settings. So in order to run this, what I have to do, I have to select my machine and I have to give the settings, means in which environment it should run, right? Now, usually if I want to run this in my local machine, in my computer, what I will do, I will just select the browser and I will just click on run button, right? If I change the browser here, it will run in a different browser. Now, I want to run it in Chrome browser, but in my machine, what is the version of the Chrome browser I have? 118, right? Now I want to run this Chrome, means particular script in Chrome browser, but in 117 or 116 or 115, means I want to test it in different versions of Chrome browser. Is it possible in my local machine? No. Why? Because in my local machine I have only one browser and the version of that particular browser is 118. This is one thing. Now I have this Windows 11 OS, right, in my local machine. I want to run the same script in Windows 10 machine or Windows 8.1. So in different OS, I want to run the same script and check whether it is passing or not. So in this case, can I use my local computer to execute this particular script? No, right? I cannot use, because in my computer there is only Windows 11 Enterprises version, and there is only Google Chrome which is of version 118, right? Now here I cannot change the version, I cannot change the OS, right? So now, do I need to buy multiple laptops or I have to install multiple versions of browser? Is it required? Not required. So here we have a concept called as cloud platforms. So let me just open a new tab and let me just go to BrowserStack. See, what is this BrowserStack? This BrowserStack is nothing but it's a cloud platform. So what these cloud platforms provide, in the sense, they provide the virtual devices. So now if I want to run the script, see, if I want to run this existing script in Windows machine, which is of Windows 10 version, all I have to do is I have to create an account in this BrowserStack, and this BrowserStack will provide me the virtual environment, right? So it is not going to provide us the actual laptop, it is going to provide us the virtual machine of that particular laptop, right? So these cloud platforms. So BrowserStack is not only the cloud platform, we have multiple cloud platforms: BrowserStack, SauceLab, and LambdaTest, right? So these are the different cloud platforms which provide virtual machines. Now, when I say BrowserStack, right, this is a separate application, and we have written the scripts in FireFlink application. So these two are different platforms, right? Now, when I say I want to run my scripts in the BrowserStack, first thing is I have to create a connection between my FireFlink as well as the BrowserStack, right? So that connection can be created with the help of that integrations, right? Now let me just go to all project level. Let me go to configuration and let me go to integrations. So once I navigate to integrations, it is not only about BrowserStack, there are multiple applications. There are multiple applications with different use cases. With respect to cloud platforms, we have three options. One is BrowserStack, SauceLab, and LambdaTest. Now I want to run my FireFlink script in BrowserStack platform. So first I have to create a connection between my FireFlink account and my BrowserStack account, right? So for that, what I have to do, first thing is I have to click on this BrowserStack logo. I'll just click on this. Now once I click on it, if you can see, it is saying BrowserStack. Click plus instance to start adding account. So here I need to click on this plus instance and give the BrowserStack account details. Now how do I get the BrowserStack account details? First thing is we need to have the BrowserStack account, right? Now let me just go to a new tab, and here if you can see, this is my BrowserStack account, right? This is my BrowserStack account. Now I need to fill the details of this BrowserStack account in my FireFlink platform, right? Let me just go to FireFlink. So here what I have to do, first thing is I have to click on this plus instance. I'll just click on this plus instance. So first thing it is asking is instance name. Give me the instance name. So I'll just give the instance name as same instance only, right? Now here it is asking for username and access key of my BrowserStack account. See, it is automatically taking some values. This is not the correct value. Let me remove that, right? Now here it is asking me username and access key. Username and access key of what? Of BrowserStack account, right? Let me go to BrowserStack account. So here this is my BrowserStack account, right? I'll just click on this, go to dashboard. Point is you should have a BrowserStack account already. See, this is my dashboard. Now in this dashboard, if you can see, we have this access key, right? Once I click on this, I'll be able to see my username and access key of my BrowserStack account. All I have to do is copy them and paste it in the FireFlink instance. So I'll just paste it. The same goes for access key as well. Copy and paste it. Now I have filled all the required details: instance name, username, access key. All I have to do is just click on create. See, this will create the instance. I'll never save this. Okay. So now the instance for BrowserStack is created, which means my FireFlink account can communicate with my BrowserStack account, right? Now let me go to projects. Let me go to ShopperStack. Now let me go to the same script. Now I want to run the script not in my local machine, but in my BrowserStack account, right? So what I will do, I'll just go for this quick run settings. Now here I will select my mission only because I want to trigger the execution through my mission only. So I'll select my mission, and here execution environment. So here what I will do, I'll just click on this execution environment. So now usually what we will select local, which indicates my local computer. But this time, do I need to execute the script in local computer or BrowserStack account? It's BrowserStack account, right? So here if you notice BrowserStack instance. So this instance I have created. So it is reflecting here, right? So let me just select this BrowserStack instance. So once I select it, right, the BrowserStack will provide me different platforms and different browsers. See, once I select BrowserStack instance, it is giving me OS dropdown. Once I click on this, not only with respect to Windows OS, I can select XOS, means nothing but that Mac OS, iOS, Android, even mobile testing can be done using this instance, means using the cloud platforms. So we are focusing on web automation. So I want to run the script in Windows machine, and in Windows which version it is asking. I want to run it in Windows 10 because my local machine is having Windows 11, but I want to run it in Windows 10. And here the browser also, if you can see this browser, these are the browsers which is offered by BrowserStack. So I can run in any of these browsers, right? So what I will do, I'll just go with the Chrome browser only, but I want to check it in previous version. So in my case, in local machine, it is 118. I want to test it in 117. So let me check 117 is available or not. See, 117 is available. Let me select this. And here I have given all the required details. So the execution will be triggered in the BrowserStack instance, which is nothing but my BrowserStack account. And it will be in the BrowserStack account, which is the virtual machine. It will take Windows 10. In Windows 10, it will launch the script with Chrome browser, which is of version 117, right? Now I have given all the required steps. I'll just click on run. So once I click on run, what is going to happen? It is going to trigger the new execution ID and it is going to trigger the execution in BrowserStack account. Here we cannot see the execution since the execution will be happening in the BrowserStack account, right? So here I'll just sync the status to see what is the status of the execution. See, it is running, right? So can I see the execution? So here you can see the execution in your BrowserStack account. Let me go to this BrowserStack account and here we have dashboard, right? Just above this we have something called as automate, right? Just click on this automate. See, once you click on that automate, if you can see Chrome 117, Windows 7, Windows 10 few seconds ago, this execution is triggered from FireFlink in BrowserStack. So previously it was not there, but now it is showing, right? And what is the status of it? It is saying running. Browser is 117 and the OS is Windows 10. So how come these details are reflecting here? Why? Because I have given the same details in the FireFlink account. See, the execution is going on. So once after the execution is done, we can get the execution video also from the BrowserStack. We will see that once after the execution is done. So the execution is as of now going on. It is registered. Okay, the execution is completed in BrowserStack. Let me check in FireFlink. Let me just sync the status. See, already it is showing passed. If I click on this passed status, we will get the results page, right? Where we can see the execution ID, status of that particular execution, which module it belongs to, and machine name, and the execution environment. What is the execution environment? BrowserStack instance. It's not local. And it is running in Windows 10, Google Chrome browser, and the duration and the executed time, right? All the things are reflecting as same. Now if I go to that particular script, I can see the step level result, right? See, all the steps got passed. I can get the stepwise result. Now let me go to test development. So here we saw the result in FireFlink platform, right? When I go to this browser stack, so here once I refresh the page, I can see the result in browser stack as well. See, still it is loading. Let it load and we can see the video also. In browser stack, still the status is showing as running. I think it's loading still. Once the execution is completed, I'll be getting the status as well as the video of the execution. So let it load. So what I did, in order to configure browser stack with FireFlink, I need to go to all project level. I need to go to configuration, integrations, and I need to go inside this browser stack, and here I have to create the instance. While creating the instance, what are the things that we gave? Let me just click on edit. See, I gave the username and access key of the browser stack account. This username and access key, we will get it from the browser stack account itself. Now let me just cancel. So it's not like only one instance you can create multiple instance of different accounts also. It depends on you. Say for example, you have 3 browser stack accounts. You want to create 3 different instances. You can create. See, again, I'll just click on this plus instance. It will allow me to create multiple instance of different account. We just cancel this. Let me check in the browser stack. Let me refresh it once again. Yes. So the complete means the execution is completed in browser stack also. This is what I was saying. So we can see the video of execution in browser stack. Let me make it as a full screen and let me just play this. See, now this is the browser stack execution which is happening. The browser means the browser is open, it is maximized, it is navigating to the shopper stack application. It should land in the welcome page first. See, then it has to land in the login page. Here it has to click on this create account button and it has to enter all the required details like first name, last name, gender, phone number, email address, password and confirm password. All the required details should be entered. And this execution was happening in the cloud platform BrowserStack. So it is entering the email ID and password and confirm password should be entered. I think I have given delay between steps, so it is taking time for execution. Registration process is successful. Right now, this instance I created for BrowserStack account. So what if I'm not using BrowserStack for cloud platform? I am using SauceLab or I am using LambdaTest. Can we integrate FireFlink with SauceLab and LambdaTest? Is it possible? Yes, it is also possible. So here, how to create the instance? Just click on the name of that particular cloud platform. So here I have already created one instance for BrowserStack, and now I am going to create an instance for SauceLab. Let me just go inside this SauceLab. Here also it's the same procedure. I have to click on this plus instance, and here it is asking me the instance name. So I'll just say sauce or SL instance. And here you have to give the username and access key of what? Your SauceLab account. So for that, first thing is I need to have a SauceLab account. Let me just go to the SauceLab account which I have. I'll just search for SauceLab. Yes. Okay, let me just click on sign in. I do have a SauceLab account, so I'm clicking on sign in. If you want to register, you can register. I'll just click on this Google. See, this is my SauceLab account. Now, in this SauceLab account, what I need the username and access key, right? So here, this is my SauceLab account, right? I have a profile icon, right? Let me just click on this. So once I click on it, I'll be having something called as user settings. Let me just click on this user settings. So once I click on this user settings, I'll be having my username as well as my access key, right? I have to just copy this. Copy, go to FireFlink, in the instance, paste the username, and one more thing is nothing but the access key. I'll just copy this and let me go here and let me paste this. So now all I have to do is click on save. So it is saying please wait for data center. So here if you notice, once I enter the username and access key, one new dropdown is loading, right? This is for selecting the region from where we are accessing the SauceLab, right? So if it's a dropdown, right? Once I click on this dropdown, what is there actually? There is only one option, because in my region there is only one option. Let me select the same and let me just click on create. This should create the instance. Now I have successfully integrated my FireFlink account with my SauceLab account. Now let me try to trigger the execution in the SauceLab, right? I'll just go to projects, shopper stack. Let me try with a different script. I'll just go with the login script. So here what I will do, I'll just go for quick run settings, and I will execute in, I will trigger the execution through my machine, but not in my local environment, in my SauceLab instance. Let me select my SauceLab instance. So once I select my SauceLab instance, SauceLab will provide different virtual machines. So all the information will be loading here. See, SauceLab is providing OS. So which are the OSs available? Same, Windows OS, Mac OS, iOS and Android. So I want to run it in Windows. And in Windows 10 I have already ran. So what I will do, I'll just run it in Windows 8.1. And in Windows 8.1, if you can see, there are multiple browsers available in SauceLab. So here we have Firefox, we have Google Chrome, and we have something called as Internet Explorer, right? So I want to run it in Firefox. And in Firefox, I want to run it in the latest version. Say for example, so the latest version which is available is 116. Let me select it. So now the execution will be triggered in the SauceLab account, right? Let me just click on run. And let me just sync the status. See, it's running. Now, if I want to see the execution, where I have to go? I have to go to my SauceLab account. And here, if you can see, we have some left-hand navigation, right? Among which we have something called as automated. So under this automated, if you go to this results, test results, let me just click on this test results. And here, if you can see, a job is running, which is nothing but the execution is triggered and it is running, right? I'll just click on this. So once I click on it, I'll be able to see the execution. See, the execution is already begun. So live execution also we can see. Once after the execution is done, we can see the execution video also. So it has been navigated to, and this execution where it is happening in the SauceLab account, not in my local machine. In the SauceLab account, this execution is happening. So it has entered the email ID. Now it has to enter the password. And now it has to click on login. It has to verify whether I am landing in the home page or not. And then it has to close the browser. So the browser is closed. Now let me check in FireFlink. Let me just sync the status. Still it is running. Let me go to that SauceLab and let me refresh the page once. Still the execution is running. Once after the execution is completed, the results will be populated in both SauceLab account as well as my FireFlink account. Let me refresh once again. See, now it is passed. When I click on this passed status, and here it is showing the execution ID, status, module which belongs to, and machine name and the execution environment. Now it is saying SauceLab instance, right? And it is running on Windows 2012 R2. Browser is Mozilla Firefox. Duration and when it has been executed. All the information is reflecting. If I go to that particular script, I can see the stepwise result as well. See, stepwise result. And if I go to this SauceLab, I'll just refresh the page once again. Okay, it is not updating in the SauceLab yet, but in FireFlink it's already updated. So now how we will see how to integrate this SauceLab once again. So let me go to all project level and I have to go to configuration, integrations, where I have to click on this SauceLab, and here I have to click on this plus instance button. So here also it's the same. You can add n number of instances with different SauceLab accounts, right? Now, how do we add the instance? Just click on this plus instance button, give the instance name whatever you want, and here you have to give your username and access key of your SauceLab account. And how to fetch that? If you go to your SauceLab account, you'll be having this profile icon, and once you click on this profile icon, you can go to this user settings. So once you go to user settings, you'll be having this username and access key. You have to just copy paste it, right? Let me just check whether the test result is over or not. Okay, it is showing error. Let me check. Okay, there is some error occurred in the SauceLab account, fine, but still we can see that execution results in FireFlink platform. So let me just go to SauceLabs and let me go to that particular script. See, still I'm able to see the results of that particular execution, right? This is how we integrate SauceLab account with FireFlink. Now, what is the one more cloud platform we have? Let me go to all projects, configuration, integrations, and we have one more cloud platform called as LambdaTest. See, the purpose of these cloud platforms is the same. These are going to provide different execution environment in the virtual basis, right? So they are providing with three different options. So here BrowserStack is also doing the same work, SauceLab also is doing the same work, and LambdaTest also is doing the same work. So here in FireFlink, you can integrate with any of this particular cloud platforms. It's of your choice, right? Now I want to integrate LambdaTest. What I have to do? Just click on this LambdaTest, click on this plus instance. First give the name. I'll just say instance. And here you have to give the username and access key of which account? Your LambdaTest account. So let me go to my LambdaTest account. Just search for LambdaTest and let me go to LambdaTest account. I do have an account. Let me just click on this dashboard, which will directly navigate me to the dashboard. Right now, let me just click on this LambdaTest logo, which will take me to the home page. See, which is nothing but the dashboard. So here, what I need the username and access key. Right. So now this is my dashboard, right? So here you have something called as settings. Let me just click on this settings. And here if you go to this password and security, so you will be having your username and access key. So the primary role is first you have to create the LambdaTest account, then you will be getting all this information, right? So let me just copy this username, go to FireFlink, paste the same username and goes for the access key also. Copy, and here you can just copy, paste it and just click on create. This will create the instance, right? LambdaTest instance is created, which is meaning that I have successfully integrated FireFlink with LambdaTest. Now let me just go to projects and let me try to run a script in LambdaTest. Let me go to the same script. I'll just go with quick run settings. Now I want to execute in my, I want to trigger the execution in my machine only, but not in local environment. I want to do it in LambdaTest instance. Let me select the. So once I select the LambdaTest instance, so here if you can see again I have to select the OS. So I want to run it in Windows OS. So this time I will run it in Windows 11, and in Windows 11 I have different browsers. I want to run it in Microsoft Edge. I'll select Microsoft Edge, and in the latest version I want to run. So let me check what is the latest version. So we have the latest version called as 119. Let me select the same and let me just click on run. This will trigger the execution in which platform? In LambdaTest platform, right? Let me just sync the status. See, it is running. Let me go to my LambdaTest account and let me just go to the dashboard once. And here I'll just click on this automation in order to see that particular execution. See, few seconds ago, this is the execution which is triggered, and here this is the execution which is running. Let me just click on it. See, here also we can see the execution live in LambdaTest platform. So the execution is going on. Let me just close this. So here also, once after the execution is done, we can get the execution video. Still it is running. Let me check in my FireFlink. Let me just sync the status. So still it is in running status. Let me go to LambdaTest. Let me try to play this. So I can see the live execution as of now. So now only the browser is opened and maximized. It has to navigate to SauceLabs account. Yeah, it is navigated. Okay, now the execution is already completed. Okay, let me just refresh the page. So here it is showing execution is completed. Okay, let me go to FireFlink and let me just sync the status. See, already the status is passed. Okay, let me go to LambdaTest and let me run this and see. Means let me play the video. I'll just maximize the screen. So this video was recorded by LambdaTest. So it is navigating to SauceLabs application. So it has navigated to login page. So here it has to enter the username and password, which is nothing but email ID and password. It has entered the email ID. Has to enter the password and then it has to click on login button. Now password has been entered. Now it has to click on login. Now home page is displayed. It has to verify whether the home page is displayed or not. So the same execution happened. Now if I go to this FireFlink and if I click on the past status, I can see the stepwise result of that particular script and I can see the execution details as well. See, execution ID, status, script name, machine, and the execution environment is nothing but Lambda test instance, OS is Windows, and browser is Microsoft Edge, right? Now here, without having multiple machines, I was able to run the scripts in different environments, right? So this is nothing but I am doing my compatibility testing with the help of this cloud platforms. Now I have tested the same feature, this registration features in different platforms, in Windows 11, Windows 10, in Chrome browser, in Firefox browser. So the same script I'm running in multiple environments is for what purpose? For checking the compatibility. So that compatibility testing can be achieved with the help of this cloud platforms. So in today's session, we have seen about this all project level configuration. In this configuration, we have covered this integrations part. In this integrations part, we have covered this cloud platforms. So we will see the other integrations in the next session. Thank you.